Woo, just barely made it. Alright, folks, so it is time. The IAE Expo tour begins. Welcome to VR Citizen, everybody. I'm Chachi Sanchez, and I'll be your guide through the verse. It is the 2952 IAE International Aerospace Expo. Time to go visit some ships and, go show off how cool we look and go rent some fun stuff and read all the infographics and whatnot and, wait for the next day and do it all again. I basically do a VR tour of the expos every year, folks, so if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for doing all the voodoo that you do, and we're going to have some special content very, very soon with the VR Stalker Gamma mod playthrough. Working really hard on some intro music for that. Ooh, man, this red Drake theme. They definitely stole the show this year, huh? But yeah, once I get done with this musical intro thing that I'm working on, we are going to have that rolling out on the YouTube channel as well. So until then, thank you so much for your continued support. That'll be a little bit of additional content for those to enjoy. For now, though, enjoy the daily expo, every other day, if memory serves me, right? Yeah, 18, 19, 21, 22, or 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Perfect. So, yeah, today is Drake Interplanetary, as we can see. Let's go to the Apex Hall. Oh, wait a minute. They're staggered. Oh, it is daily. Oh, yeah. They each last for a day and for 2 days, though. Okay, so first day, Apex Hall, Drake Interplanetary. Second day, Origin Jumpworks, Zenith Hall. Then third day, November 21st to the 20th, Aegis Dynamics takes over the Apex Hall. So, yeah, staggered. All right, and with that said, welcome to Drake, everybody. What do they got here? Oh, I know this commercial. I'm a big fan of this one. My favorite. But what's this shadow blocking out the sun? The Kraken. Contact your local Drake dealer.
For something new. Something to change the game.
Oh my god, I can't wait. Oh my god, I can't wait.
Seeking fortunes at the fringes of civilization. You need someone you can trust. In this age of uncertainty.
Oh, I can't wait to look out the bridge on my Kraken.
It's time to
Release the Kraken.
Drake Interplanetary. We got your back.
Absolutely amazing. Alright, so this is the 2952 IAE Expo. And let's get up to the first day. We got the tour hall fitted out in red colors for Drake. Wonder if it's always going to be red this entire time since they're the main sponsor. But yeah. As always, let's check out the tour info thing here. So, let's see here. It looks like we got the Caterpillar, Corsairs. In the hollow deck, we have the Big Kraken, Mules and Dragonflies for the ground vehicles. Then the A5 hull, we have Herald, Buccaneer, Cutter, and the Vulture. Then we have all the Cutlasses in this hull. So, fantastico. Should be a nice, quick, short day. Alright, alright. Cool, cool. And so, yeah. I think we'll do this whole session in close mode here. So, just let you guys see what I'm seeing out of my eyes. And, yeah, so I guess we'll start with a golden but an oldie. The Caterpillar. What a fine, fine ship. I have a full white version that's pretty bitchin'. This whole red candy one, though, is pretty slick. Original color for it. Alright. So, let's see here. Drake Caterpillar. First introduced in 2871, the Drake Interplanetary's Caterpillar has long proven to be a reliable, cost-effective, multi-role vessel, capable of being outfitted for everything from mercantile operations to combat support. Long hailed as a hard-fought alternative to the ubiquitous Hull series, the Caterpillar is a freighter that doesn't skimp on weaponry or customization. But yeah, big old transport ship. I mean, I got one of these. You guys have seen me use it. The right side here is going to be eventually a tractor beam that is commanded from a little pilot area, little dome window up there that you can see. And then he'll be able to load stuff in and out of these bays. On top of that, these doors will eventually come all the way down to the ground on both sides. That will let you load cargo manually. And then on top of all of that, the modularity keeps on coming. The ship will separate right along this little segment right here, and the right side cockpit can come off and attach to other Caterpillars. It'd be one thing if it were just that, but each of these middle modules can be connected, and you could say, let's see, have a cargo module, and then like transport, prison transport, and then, you know, hydroponics lab, and then science equipment. So extremely, extremely modular whenever it's going to be all said and done. But for now, it's just pure transport vessel. Now, we have the cutter. No, Corsair. Yes. The war at home. Helping fight on the frontiers. I mean at home. Home is the frontier. It's both, damn it. So yeah, this is basically the bigger cutter. Bigger cutlass. Biggest cutter, bigger cutlass. It comes with quite a lot of torpedo armaments on the big fat wing that folds up. A big... that's like the second time now that's happened to me. Okay, okay. Fun times. It's gonna do a tour of the inside, but we might have to wait for that. See, now that makes sense for where the ramp access should be. Okay, now let's see if this one works. Yeah, alright. So it looks like we have all the ship components. So this looks like a cooler right here. Looks like we got the power plant. So yeah, all of these will be eventually removable. There's the shield generator. So yeah, very, very cool. All of these will be removable, and then you'll eventually be able to pop them open and yeah, pull out little spark plugs and circuit breakers and all sorts of stuff that's inside of them. Speaking of exactly that, I'll show you some different manufacturers and models of all those different things. These are shield generators right here. We got some bigger models for bigger capital ships and whatnot. But yeah, every single one of these is going to look slightly different. This is a Waytech, but you'll be able to pop them open and do actual, you know, replacement on little tiny parts and stuff and things like that. You know, they have little tiny things for the snub-nosed ships and fighter-sized ones. So yeah, it really gives you a sense of how they're going to scale up all the components and the fact that they're all going to be removable and openable and serviceable. So the engineering and repair and gameplay loops such as that are going to be fantastic when the time comes. And the scaling up of their tech and ship components is very obvious and apparent when you look at weapon sizes for different platforms. I mean, literally all they do is just make it bigger, which is not, a bad thing, but that's just, the quick and easy fix that they had for all of their different ship sizes of weaponry. But yeah, that's the Corsair, and that's the Caterpillar. Let's head over to the Apex Hall over here, and then we'll connect back over to the other one. Really rolled out the red carpet, didn't you, Drake? Okay, the Cutlass Hall. And we have the Cutter Hall in the other Expo area. But yeah, I mean, Cutlasses, what can you say? What more can you say? Out of the way, lady. Is there a second info panel? I hate it when I do this. The whole reason I come here is to read these little info panels, and then the NPCs never get off of them. Alright. The Cutlass Steel. Troop Transport Medium Fighter. With the Cutlass Steel, Drake Interplanetary once again reinvented their classic design to create a next-generation combat transport ship through the addition of dedicated jump sheets and expanded arsenal. I was trying to say explained? Anyways, it's a dangerous verse out there, and the Cutlass Steel is ready to cut a path through whatever stands in the way of you and your dedicated crew. So yeah, this is the landing troop transport version of the Cutlass. Got extra turret on the back that's controllable. Got extra turret on the back that's controllable. We've got extra turret on the sides that are controllable. And then got extra turrets on the sides that are controllable. And then it's got a turret on the top that's controllable. So yeah, and then basically the regular rest of the Cutlass is in the front and side. The business is in the back. It's got seating for more than 12. So plenty of room for you and all your goofball friends. Definitely what I would like to call the party van, but there are better, more improved, dedicated platforms for troop transport, like the Valkyrie and such. However, if you just need to get a bunch of people from A to B and like have guns blazing while you do it, not a bad, cheap alternative. Next we have the Cutlass Blue. This is for law enforcement. Interdiction. Sleek, mean, and royal. The Cutlass Blue adds missiles, a more aggressive engine, and Durasteel holding cells in the cargo bay to the standard model. The Cutlass Blue is the Outworld multi-standard ship of choice for patrols. So yeah, bounty hunters galore. It's got a hatch on it that was removed from the older original version of the Cutlass. Funny thing is, the hatch used to actually just be in the middle of the floor here, which was always kind of a funny idea. Back when they thought that, yeah, we'll just vertically connect all the ships. And they're like, no, probably going to want them horizontally connecting in an FPS game. But yeah, it's got hatches on either side, room for prisoner transports. It's meant for cops, but I mean, equally works out well for bounty hunters. You know, room for two, it's got your turret access, all the standard stuff that you would want. So yeah, not horrible, not horrible. I mean, it's got the regular Cutlass package with the VTOLs, but just the extra. Instead of suicide doors, you get airlocks, which I hope you can swap out your doors for airlocks, or at least one of them. That would be amazing. That would actually be really, really cool. I wouldn't mind that at all. Okay. Let's turn down that music. Jesus Christ. Alright, so this is the Cutlass Red. This is the medical transport. The Cutlass Red converts the standard cargo hold to a well-equipped medical facility, including an autodock. This starbound ambulance features the Navi 7 Echo transponder, long-range scanner, and a secure plus docking collar, making it ideal for search and rescue. This also features a unique red crossbone skull. I mean, pirates need medical aid too, you know? And this is the perfect platform to do it on. It's got rescue paint livery on the side. Just enough room to squeeze a tiny little ground vehicle or some cargo in. And there's your two medical dock bays. Your auto dock bays. But yeah, pretty much that's where your sleeping quarters now is. I think it actually has expanded sleeping quarters? Yes, specifically so that you can have more patients resting. So yeah, this is, if you need an ambulance, this is great. This is the perfect ship. And then last but certainly not least, the OG actual Cutlass itself. If you need a ship, the Cutlass is it. The Drake Interplanetary claims that the Cutlass Black is a low-cost, easy-to-maintain solution for local, in-system militia units. The larger-than-average cargo hold, Rio seat, and dedicated tractor mount are, the company literature insists, for facilitating search and rescue operations. Definitely not for piracy. I mean, if you happen to accidentally use it for piracy or seen it being used for piracy, well, that's on the end user. However, it has done the frontier people and planets very, very well for hundreds of years now. And it's just your, standard Cutlass affair. If you remember the old school folks, this seats used to be on the left side and you would enter from the right, kind of like the old Aliens movie, the drop ship from there. This used to be a whole sealed cabin. There was like a door right here that would let you get out to the wings. Oh man, the old Cutlass was a ride. But yeah, the reworked one is pretty sweet because we got all these bitchin' variants now, even if we don't have the giant hole in the floor. Okay, with that said, that's the Cutlass Hall. Let's go check out the Cutter Hall. We started with the Corsairs, which is just a bigger version of the Cutlass, and now we'll go to the Cutter, which is a smaller version of it. I like Drake. They seem to have started a theme that we're figuring out. And then they didn't even bother making a super giant Cutlass, because that would basically just be a mini pocket carrier. What they did instead was just give an actual carrier with the Kraken. Okay, we gotta go this way. Right. Ooh, the high texture didn't load of that. Well, this part did, but the rest of it didn't. Huh. Innermost orbit would be Crusader, so yeah, no. Yeah, no, I don't know what system that is, but that's all wrong if it's supposed to be Stanton. Alright, Apex Hall. S, or 5. I think 5H. Okay, the Cutter Hall. Ooh, it is pretty cute when you get up close to it. Yeah, and it's just small enough to be smaller than the Cutlass. I'd say the Cutlass is as small as you get for a ship with a decent-sized cargo bay, but I don't know. Let me look in here. Let me see what's up with this. Well, they ain't lying. That is just enough room. Bathroom. And then seat. And then all your components are all right here. Oh, it would be fantastic if they had those little jump seats that you could fold out at the back of the Cutlass by the ramps. If those were right here and allowed it for 2 extra passengers, oh, that would just make my day. But yeah, very, very simplistic, very Drake. I'm sure you'll see plenty of videos of people flying this thing. Oh man, I just love all the exposed wires just going straight to the thing, not even clamped or tied down. Fantastic. That's Drake for you, basically. Alright, but yeah, that's the cutter. We shall read the infographic for it. I wonder what they have to say. Well, that might be the best option there, because that way at least you won't get a crime stat for blowing anything up. That seems stupider, but yes, it's not very convenient. Alright, so the cutter. Light freight, designed for hard-working class folks of all stripes. The cutter packs 4 SCU cargo room and plenty of wallop into a rough-and-tumble compact frame. It's a ship that truly embodies the spirit of Drake. No matter who you are or what you do, you can reach the stars. No, I love it. It's a great tiny little starter ship. I think I'm going to buy 3 of those with the full-blown packages and like use those as giveaways in the coming months. That might be pretty nice, I think. Great little starter ship. And then, speaking of starter ships, we got the Vulture. So, light salvage. Answer to no one. Cut out the middleman and throw caution to the wind. Rip wrecks like a pro and carve out your own place in the great big empty behind the stick. In the great big empty behind the stick of this rough, rugged salvage machine from Drake Interplanetary. So yeah, this is a starter ship for starter machine for the salvage gameplay loop. I don't think there's going to be anything smaller than this. I'm pretty sure this is about as small as it gets. But I absolutely love this thing. If you don't like the Drake exteriors or the interiors for how rough the aesthetic is, you have got to love the exteriors. I mean, this just screams literally Caterpillar, like, you know, farmer tractor equipment. Like, especially with this ladder here. And you walk up and there's a little girder thing and a little platform. It looks just like a combine harvester. I mean, look at it. Look at it. The war at home. Yeah, it's fantastic. Oh, I love that you could get up here. Little floodlights at the front. Yeah. So anyways, this is going to be able to rip and tear hulls apart. And that's it till they add more salvage feature. But the first part of salvage is being able to basically remove the hull as a kind of a stripping tool that stores and sucks the hull off the ships and turns them into like a liquid that you can sell type of thing. Or puts it in a box or something or another. I'm not sure if it's a liquid or if it like solidifies into cargo or whatever. But either way, you strip it down and you melt it. And that brings us to the last 2 ships in the haul, which are the Buccaneer Interdiction. Really? I mean, interdictor, yes, as in interceptor, but this thing isn't. This thing doesn't have an interdiction machine. Buccaneer has been designed from the ground up to fly and fight the way you live. No leather interiors or hyper pillows here. The Buck is a scrapper designed to maneuver and fight above its weight class. This rough and tumble frontier fighter can be maintained in the worst of conditions in order to keep real, working space crews alive. So yeah, this has pure fighter all over it, but for the cheapest price possible. I mean, it's got missiles, it's got big size weaponry sticking all over the place. There's the turret that you can convert to a dual mount. You can, I think, have a nose cannon, I think, for a little bit more firepower. No, it's wing weaponries, it looks like. So, yeah. 1, 2, 4 on the wings, and then 2 up top would be a total of 6, I believe, with the dual laser turret. And, yeah, no room in the back, just where the landing gears goes. And then, of course, the data runner. Cargo only in the fact that it is data pods that you'll be able to pop in and out like solid-state storage systems. Those will be like server rack type situation things. And no back ramp because it's literally just the giant engines off of the Caterpillar and what looks to be basically a side Caterpillar module. But on the inside, it's meant for data interception, hacking, long-range scanning, and it's got engines that let it run and outmaneuver like a son of a gun. Maybe not outmaneuver, but it can definitely go faster in a straight line and out-accelerate practically any ship. So, yeah. Very, very small, interesting cockpit, too. But yes, very, very Drake. This is the big dedicated data runner. And so that's it for this Expo haul. All we got to do now is check out the ground vehicles, like the Dragonfly, and then look at the, what do you call it? The hologram. Hologram for the Kraken. Of which one I own. Can't wait. Alright, let's go. Okay, the Dragonfly. Comes in black and yellow and pink kitty cat, I believe, as far as the colors. Dragonfly Black Racing. Drake Dragonfly is the perfect snub ship for anyone looking to live on the edge. With nothing separating the pilot from the dangers of space, the Dragonfly is much an adventure as a ship. Dual mode conversion allows the Dragonfly to operate on the ground or in space. A rear-facing second seat means you can even take a passenger in the most dangerous way possible. God, the rear-facing seat is so ridiculous. Little Drake Mule. Cargo. 6-wheeled Drake Mule is a dependable workhorse for all sorts of loading and hauling jobs. Whether transporting cargo over rough terrain or ferrying it onto larger vessels and cargo decks, the Mule sees even the toughest contracts through to the end. Plain and simple. So yeah, it's got like a little front forklift for loading stuff. It's got a little back area that can hold a single SCU. Got a little area that you can put some boxes onto the sides and just a cute little, I think it opens up from the front. Yeah. It's like what you call it, the thingy that you would rent, like a bobcat. If you're like digging or something in your backyard. Very fun.
Not even that. Not even, because literally people use it for crime more than they use it.
All right. And what everybody's been waiting for, the Kraken. And by Kraken, I mean the bottom side of the Kraken. This is what gets me every year when these expos come around. I get bigger and closer versions of this hologram here. But every single time, I can't see the actual top side of it, the side that everybody wants to see. If they had a little ramp that you can just walk up to and be like at a second story level and look down on it and then be able to zoom, I would be happy with that. But no, it's basically you just only get to see the bottom of it every year. It's kind of dumb, but I love it. It's pretty awesome at the same time. What I like most is, I believe, yeah, these are going to be the airlock doors for other ships to mount to it. And so that's basically a big long tunnel that holds people, and that's just awesome. I hope that they put like windows or something, like long, thin windows right there, because that would be pretty sweet. Anyways, Drake Interplanetary Kraken. Kraken has been released, and that means one thing: there's no putting it back. This attack carrier has changed the way militias operate forever, and when it comes to personal defense, there's one thing you never want to be: falling behind. A protector and a beacon of freedom all in an... Oh, wait, sorry. A protector and a beacon of freedom in an often cruel universe. Drake Interplanetary has made this capital class ship available to all. That's where I was getting confused. Where am I seeing this all? Reading a line ahead. Available to all those tasked with safekeeping those unable to protect themselves. The Kraken is both a sanctuary and a self-contained war machine, ready to take on the most daunting adversaries. Yes, yes. Tasked with safekeeping those unable to protect themselves. Yeah. We're gonna, you're gonna hire us for protection. Oh, protection from what? You just blew up my home. From that. Basically, you're gonna pay us so that we don't do that. Protection. You get it? Good. Now pay me. Alright, folks, that's Drake. This is the first day of the first Expo. So yeah, I think what I'll probably do is, we'll just do daily uploads as they come online. Might as well. So yeah, tomorrow we have, Cutlass Steel commercial. It's a pretty slick little landing bird. However, I will say, it's got paper-thin armor, so if you really, really don't care about who's in the back of it, this is the perfect ship to move them around. So Origin Jumpworks is going to be tomorrow, so we'll have that expo hall and all the fun space yachts that it's going to bring. After all of the daily tours for the next 10 days or so, then I should be unveiling my Stalker... Shadow of Chernobyl? No. Stalker Gamma VR playthrough for those that are interested in that type of content. I'm working hard on this musical intro that I think people are going to hopefully find pretty entertaining. So, yeah. Till next time, this was the first day of the IAE 2952 Expo. And this was Drake, the manufacturer known for being the bad boys in piracy. I mean, the war on the front. At home. The frontier war. The war at the front. The home front. Home war front. Frontier home. Anyways, y'all guys have a good one. Thank you so much for dropping by. And as always, till next time, stay safe and fly right. Let's go take out that Corsair and see what's what.